In this video, we're going to take a look at how to look up the safety and emissions tests on a vehicle in Ontario. So now they're using Parsons tablets to do the emissions and take pictures of your vehicle and prompt the technician to go through in a precise manner so that people can't cheat the system. So after you've gone in and done it, the information goes online. So you may get a piece of paper, but you don't have to bring it in when you go to register your vehicle. The government will already have it. They don't need to see what you've got. So if you look up a vehicle like this Ram 2015 3500, it's had 2 emissions tests done, and it passed both times. And you can look it up here. They're both done in Ontario. Both shops are good to deal with. No complaints with them. So the tech is going to take some pictures of your vehicle and the odometer, make sure that it's complete and hasn't been modified. They'll write down the sticker weight on the door and the odometer and go through it. So after they get ready, they're going to plug in OBD scanner to your vehicle that can record a few things like engine temperature, RPM, and it's going to check for codes, and it's going to see if the monitors are ready. If you want to know what you can get away with, there's this other document here, this directive. There's different rules for different vehicles. It's complicated. If you own the vehicle, it can be kind of stressful because it's hard to know what it's going to take to pass. But for me, it's a 2015. I need to beat 20%. And vehicle passes if 3 or less monitors are not ready, which is kind of crazy. And here there's like no way of getting by for 2016 and newer, which would mean, I guess, all the monitors have to be set to ready, I'm guessing. But you can see you can't have a check engine light, and you can't have engine related codes. There's the pre-check here. They even go so far as to show like how to take pictures of the vehicle, including the tech. Make sure that there's no funny business going on. So my truck is kind of registered in between a class 3 and a class 4 with weights that I've got on it. But anyway, to go back here, so they're going to hook up and read your codes. Then you're going to do 3 pretend tests where they have you floor it for a few seconds, and it'll tell you to stop. You wait for a few seconds, you floor it 2 more times. So that clears out the exhaust and makes sure there's nothing hanging out in there. And then you're going to do it for real, which is identical. There's no change in how you do the test. So it's making sure that you've got a governor, that you don't have some fake program running on the truck where they've disabled the governor and you're bouncing off a rev limiter. So that's one way you would fail if you didn't have a governor. The opacity, like look, you're allowed 10, which is probably its small visible haze. I thought it was 20 previously, but whatever. It's hard to read the paperwork and understand. So 450,000 kilometers at that point, 451. I had 1.3% opacity, so barely measurable. The drift was fine, no issue there. And you pay for your 1 hour labor, they upload your information, and away you go. So we did another one again today. I did it a bit early because it was kind of hard in December. As it's getting colder, my truck doesn't necessarily want to pass. And you can see I got like 0.5 instead of 1.3. Limit was 10. No problem whatsoever. Minimal mileage on the truck from the year before, only 15,000 kilometers. I did set the valve lash on the truck, which may have improved the emissions a bit. And otherwise, the same kind of things were set to ready. The PM filter was not. I've got a video talking about how to get your vehicle ready to get all of the monitors set to ready. There's a procedure you have to go through, and it's interesting. For the Rams anyway, I couldn't tell you for other vehicles if it's applicable, but it gives you a pretty good idea what you need to do. And again, so this is good for 12 months. So they say to take it in to renew your registration, but I don't see why you would need to. They've got it online. I guess you could if you had to. Then they talk about if you're going to delete your truck, you're in trouble. And if you got a 3500, you really probably shouldn't delete it, because you're going to get caught eventually with doing a safety, because they're doing photographs of the undersides of the vehicles. And you can see and hear from a mile away if a truck is being deleted. It's very obvious, in my opinion. So I wouldn't do that, and you'll end up being unable to register it either through the safety, or if it's heavy like my truck, you won't be able to get plates for it because you're going to be overweight at 4,500, because that's like the limit. If I was registered for 44.99, I wouldn't need to do an emissions test. But because my truck weighs like 4,500 empty without me in it, I need to do the test. So I'm plated at like 12,500 pounds, I believe. Gives me a bit of a buffer in order to tow a trailer and not go overweight. So hopefully you find this interesting. So again, you just go to this website here and you punch in your VIN, and you should be able to find some records on safeties. If the vehicle has been safetied recently, you'll be able to see that here and know where it was done. And again, for the emissions test, do this annually. And if this truck wasn't exempt for safeties, I would have to do this as well. So I have a video on how to exempt your truck from doing safeties if it's 6,500 kilograms or less and it's a personal vehicle. There's a way to do that. But otherwise, most heavy-duty vehicles are going to be going in for annual safeties. And if they're diesels, which most of them are, unless you got like a big gas engine, you'll be doing emissions tests as well. So hopefully you find this useful, and thank you for watching.